Hi.
Hello.
My name's Sabrina Kramer. I'm with ADP.
Angelo Diamond. Nice to meet you. Have a seat.
Thank you. Let me give you my business card.
Okay.
Thank you for meeting with me today. I know you're a very busy guy.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, like I mentioned to Robert, I had about 15 minutes today to meet with you guys and see what you want to go over.
Yeah, so now's still a good time for you?
Yep.
All right, well, I know that you're operating so many different stores. Do you ever have time to relax? Any free time?
No.
Oh, what do you like to do? What do you like to do?
I like to eat yogurt and open new locations. That's pretty much all I do.
Yeah, well, have you had any big successes lately with your stores? Any great promotions going on?
We got a couple things in the works. We're gearing up for the holidays. I'll leave it at that for now. We want it to be a surprise.
Yeah, well, I understand that. I know my family, we always go down to your store on 5th Street, and that's how we like to actually relax and hang out together. Yeah, I noticed it's one of your first stores, so
yeah.
It must mean a lot.
Appreciate the business. Well,
I want to take a second to thank Robert from the bank for setting this whole thing up. I know you're a tough man to get a hold of.
Right.
He also mentioned that he's been banking with you for the whole time you've been in business, the whole 2 years. Is that correct?
Yep.
Well, I want to take some time today. I have 2 major objectives. First, I want to learn more about Furs and Treats, learn a little bit more about how you operate your business and how you're dealing with all of your growth. And then secondly, and maybe figure out how ADP can partner with you and figure out, some solutions for some problems you may be having. So does that sound good to you?
Sure.
All right, so let me confirm some things. Robert mentioned that you currently have 13 locations. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. And
how many employees do you have?
I have about 10 employees per store, so around 130.
Okay, about 130. And how is it to get all of these employees? Like, what kind of processes do you employ currently?
Well, when I need a store manager, I usually put an ad out in the paper, online, and then I interview them. Other than that, there's mostly college and high school kids working part-time. So either if I happen to be there, which I rarely am, I'll interview them real quick. But I mainly leave it up to the store managers to do that and take care of that.
Yeah, I understand. I bet it takes a lot of time to get 130 employees over 2 years.
Right.
So I commend you on all of your successes so far.
Thank you.
Also, he said that you're planning to expand. What are some of your goals for your expansion?
Well, I don't have any definite numbers, but I'm looking at, hopefully, knock on wood, around 5 locations this year.
Okay, 5 locations. So that should be almost 50 new employees.
Yeah.
That's going to be a significant change for your organization.
Yeah, for the better, hopefully.
Yeah, no, I really think it will be, and I think ADP may be able to help you. So with all of this growth, have you been experiencing any issues? I know a lot of my other clients that are growing rapidly have some problems with payroll. Have you had any?
I mean, there's issues everywhere. In terms of payroll, I handle all the payroll. So everything comes through me. There are some, I would call them, inefficiencies. For example, I use Intuit. It's a software package I bought. So I collect the hours from each store. Store managers manually have a sign-in sheet for their employees. They scan it, email it over to me. I input it into my software, cut the checks, and then I sign all 130 of them.
Wow, that sounds like it takes a lot of time.
It really does. That's something I wish I didn't have to do. I started off because I felt that it would keep me closer to the business, but, time is money. I can't be signing 100+ checks every single week.
Right.
And another thing about the manual inputting, there's a lot of room for error. So in their sign-in sheets, sometimes I can't read their handwriting, or they write the wrong thing, and then I have to go back. Again, takes time away from me, which takes money out of my pocket, which
at the end of the day, I can understand accuracy really sounds like it's an issue for you, and having that manual system. A lot of my customers have gone from off-the-shelf to ADP, and it really has helped them solve some of their issues. A little bit later, I'll go into how we can help you with this time and these accuracy issues. But first, I want to ask you a little bit more questions about compliance. Have you ever been fined by the federal government? I know sometimes with accuracy issues come compliance issues. Has that been an issue for you in the past?
No, it hasn't. But
okay,
I just kind of want to take a step back as to what you were saying with ADP solutions. I do recognize that automation could be added to this process and potentially make it easier. On the other hand, something that's always kind of held me back and why I was so hesitant to meet with you in the first place was the underlying the cost. So right now, I do have a solution. It may have a couple hiccups in it, but my employees get paid.
Right. I understand that cost is very important, especially for small businesses, but ADP offers a lot of variety of selection and choices, and I think that we can find a cost that would be very efficient for your size business. So hopefully if we can schedule another meeting later, we can go into cost in a little bit more depth, but I want to assure you that that is something that we do take seriously, and we do try to offer something that would work for your business. So does that kind of clear up some concerns that you have with costs? I know I can't go into a detail now, but I just want to assure you that we do have options for businesses your size.
No, that's fair.
Okay.
And I guess that you just kind of touched on it with businesses my size. I'm very familiar with ADP. I've heard it throughout the years. You know, I used to work in pharmaceutical sales. Our company used ADP. We're a Fortune 500 company. That being said, where does that fall in, like, I own 13 locations. I own 13 yogurt shops. Like, what does ADP really care about a smaller business owner like myself as compared to one of the big dogs who they probably get millions from?
Well, I can tell you right now that I handle, a handful of clients. ADP over the past few years has really taken the time to bring on more and more people like myself so that our numbers are smaller. We also only work with small businesses. So I work with people your size every day. I'm not working with the big dogs. So I understand your needs, and I can be there for you. You have my information. Feel free to call me, contact me with any questions, and I really hope that I can be there for you. I assure you with ADP that although we are large, we have a lot of different capabilities, but we can still be there for you one-on-one when you need us.
So. Oh, I wasn't aware that you had a small business division.
Yeah, that's actually the division that I'm a part of. So,
perfect. Cool.
Yeah, so going back to some more questions I want to confirm really quickly. So with HR, you've said that you've been hiring 130 different employees. Do you have an issue with turnover? I know with a lot of businesses that can be a problem.
In this industry, it's pretty much standard. I wouldn't say there's a problem. There's nothing that I'm really that concerned about. You know, my store managers hire mainly college and high school kids working part-time. Some of them work out, some of them don't last as long. At the end of the day, it doesn't keep me up at night. Yeah,
well, why do you think some of these employees are turning over, other than the fact that they're just high school kids? Have you ever had issues with theft or anything like that?
No, not to date, luckily.
Okay, well, that's good. That's good. Well, I want to take a couple of minutes to go through some of our solutions and see how they could help your business. Would you be interested?
Sure.
Okay. Here I have this booklet, and you can keep this. I have some extra notes for you as well. ADP really works in 3 different ways. We have a cash management system, we manage your people, and we help manage your risk. So this is really where we're going to help you cut back with that time that you're saying that you're having to spend inputting everything and your accuracy issue. We also have some things that will help you with your people management. So I know that you have a turnover problem, and that's something that's just inherent within your business, but we do have some things that may help you slow that, especially as you're growing so rapidly and you have less and less time to hire all of these employees.
Okay.
And then finally, risk. So as you grow, there's more chances that you may not be compliant with taxes. I commend you for this far having managed to pay all your taxes and stay compliant, but in the future, ADP can help relieve some of that stress. So I'll go in a little bit more specifically. First, here's Run. This is our payroll system. It's on a cloud. Have you ever used a cloud-based system before?
Sure.
Okay. Well, as you know, it's kind of, we hold our information, and it's very secure. We have over 9 layers of security. It's really comparable to a bank or even the Pentagon. So you don't have to worry. ADP is there for you. We have over 400,000 clients, and we haven't had a security breach. Speaking to also this, you were saying about paying attention to you. Well, we have a 24/7 service center. So that means if you can't get a hold of me, you can always get a hold of one of our associates, and they're highly trained. So I hope that also helps relieve some of your concerns. With time, this system works. We actually save your information every week, so you don't have to be constantly inputting new numbers every time you run a payroll. So do you think that would cut back on your time and really help your business?
Yeah, so you're saying, would I still have to sign all those checks?
No, those are all automated, and we can actually do direct deposit if that's something that you're interested in.
Yeah, I'm not sure that all my employees would have bank accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are so young.
Right.
But if I don't have to sign checks, that would definitely save me a ton of
Yes.
time.
Well, we can do that as well. We can do direct deposit. We can send out checks, whatever works best for you. So now with compliance, taxes more specifically. You know, a lot of times as companies grow as rapidly as yours do, they get a lot of more responsibilities, and taxes can kind of fall to the wayside. With ADP, we take care of them for you. We will actually run and take responsibility for state, local, federal, everything. We'll make sure that they're done on time and that they're accurate. Once again, saving you money.
Just to take another step back.
Okay.
That's great. You know, like I said, my accountant deals with all this, and I haven't had any issues. So I feel like, no, it's great that you guys offer all these services with taxes and whatnot. Mm-hmm. I feel like it may be overkill for my situation. You know, my accountant does it.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, they're great bells and whistles to have, but at the end of the day, it's going to affect the cost, and then that, you know.
Well, I will say that this is a part of Run. So you're already going to be saving money using the system with your time. So why not save a little bit money with your taxes too? It may help your accountant kind of keep these things in check and think of how many other things he could use with that time. He could make sure that all of your hours are done and really focuses attention in other areas. So it may seem like it's just an extra bell or whistle, but I think at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, it will be saving you money in the long run. So.
That's fair.
Okay. Well, also, do you have labor law posters at all of your locations?
I couldn't tell you. I know I've seen one by the old freezer we have.
Okay.
I imagine they're at most of the locations.
Yeah.
Again, it's not really something that I think about. I leave that up to the store managers.
Well, as a part of HR 411, labor law posters are becoming more and more important. The Department of Labor are putting more and more people out on the street and are inspecting for things like this. I mean, they can actually change multiple times throughout the year, and you can be fined up to $7,500 for not being compliant. So money speaks volumes here. It's a simple fix, and we will send you these posters laminated on your doorstep. I'll even come and put them up in your store if you want me to.
I hold you to that.
Yeah, no, I will. So labor law posters are something that are a lot of times passed over, but they can be very important, and it's a big part of our package. So finally, HR, I want to go over this briefly. I know that you said that turnover is something that you're faced with, that you're not concerned with necessarily, but here are some things that I think could help you in the future. So with our job descriptions, you said that currently you advertise online and in magazines and the newspaper. Well, we can help you by using over 3,000 different templates. So this is something that can really help you in the future, cut down time, send out these, and make sure that people know what they're signing up for. Do you think that that might help attract the right people to your business?
Could it? Probably, but again, it's really not one of my concerns.
Okay. Well, it is something great about our package, and we also do background checks. I know you didn't mention theft as an issue, but it is something that we offer. And finally, an employee handbook. Do you currently have one?
No.
Okay. Well, in 15 minutes, we can set you up with one. It's really great because it helps you stay liable or, keep out of legal problems. So this is something that we can put together for you in 15 minutes as a part of HR 411. So, Mr. Diamond, do you think that all of these things sound like they could help your business in the future?
Yeah, most of them.
I would love to sit down with you and talk about these solutions more in depth. Would you have time next week?
I'm not 100% comfortable with switching over to ADP just yet.
Yeah, what concerns do you have?
But I would be open to hearing more because some of them seem like they'd be of value. Okay,
great. Well, I would love to take time maybe next Wednesday, sit down with you and go over and figure out how ADP may be able to help you.
Sure, let's do it.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Diamond.
Great. Thanks for coming in. Good job.